Welcome back to the introduction of the new structural regional economics. Section 3 of Chapter 7 will get us to know the achievements of high-quality economic development in China's Yangtze River economic belt and how the new structural regional economics understands the relationship between a facilitating government and an efficient market. Viewing the globe. Riverside and coastal areas are the key areas for regional economic development. However, due to the integrity of the rivers and the fragility of the environment, the development of these areas face certain issues. The Yangtze River economic belt is an important supporting region for China's regional economic development. The high-quality development of Yangtze River economic belt provides significant reference for the ecological environment governance and regional coordinated development of other regions. Hence, during the development of Yangtze River economic belt, the Chinese government has fully played its role as a facilitating government, while at the same time, it greatly stimulates the role of the market in resource allocation. First, we take the two major rivers in the United States and China respectively as examples, namely the Mississippi River in the U.S. and Yangtze River in China, for comparing the differences and connections between the two typical cases of watershed economic development. This is the Mississippi River in the U.S. It is the fourth longest river in the world with a total length of 3,734 kilometers. It flows from Lake Itasca, Minnesota, heading north from south, and pours the Gulf of Mexico near New Orleans, Louisiana. 31 states in the United States and 2 provinces in Canada are included in the watershed, with a total area of 323 square kilometers. The Mississippi River is rich in diverse energy and mineral resources. Coal in Kentucky, oil in Louisiana. Like many other rivers in the world, the Mississippi River basin also once experienced a deterioration in the ecological environment formed by overexploitation. After over 100 years of comprehensive treatment, the Mississippi River has basically become a manually controlled water and sand corridor and shipping artery, transforming into a valuable palace of American culture and entertainment. The Yangtze River is the third largest river in the world and the largest in China. It originates from the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau with a main stream of 6,300 kilometers long. It flows from west to east and pours into the East China Sea from Shanghai, covering a drainage area of 1.8 million square kilometers, which is around 18.8% of China's land area. The Yangtze River basin has abundant natural resources too. There are more than 110 kinds of proven minerals, accounting for about 80% of the country. After a period of large-scale development, the ecological environment in the Yangtze River basin gradually deteriorated. At the same time, due to resource endowment and location differences in the upper, middle, and lower reaches of the Yangtze River, the economic disparity within these areas has gradually widened. To this end, China has adopted a series of measures to protect the ecological environment of the Yangtze River basin and promote the coordinated development of regional economies. In comparison, The development and governance of Mississippi River and Yangtze River have shared certain common measures and development experiences. For example, two nations both attach importance to a series of issues including the protection and effective use of water resources, the improvement of river channels and shipping capacity, the establishment of a legal system and a unified management body with legal status, the focus on economic development with cities, and the construction of industrial belt to promote the formation of industrial clusters. Both countries have learned the lessons caused by pollution first, then treatment, and realized the ecological environmental protection is always the premise and focus of development. However, compared with the Mississippi River, the Yangtze River's resource and environmental carrying capacity is unique. Please check this figure out. First of all, the Yangtze River economic belt spans all three major zones of China's east, central, and west, and the terrains include the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau, the Central Mountains area, and the Eastern Plain. Therefore, the development methods in different regions vary greatly. Second, compared with other regions, the Yangtze River's resources and environment are extremely fragile, especially in the upper reaches, which are not suitable for large-scale development, which directly leads to a huge gap in the economic development level of the upper, middle, and lower reaches of the Yangtze River. This graph shows the proportion of the upper and middle reaches of the Yangtze River account for in the national GDP are pretty much the same. However, the proportion of GDP in the downstream region to the whole country is equivalent to the sum of upper stream and middle stream. This figure shows the proportion of GDP in the upper, middle, and lower reaches of the Yangtze River basin. We could further observe huge economic differences. On the other hand, the Yangtze River economic belt has been an important pillar for China's economic development for a long time, and its GDP is currently equivalent to 44% of that of China. Therefore, the Yangtze River economic belt has not only shouldered the function of ecological environment governance, but also played a key role in coordinating regional economic development. Well, that's all for today. Thank you all.